I wrote a note that is called a rant about the corporate world. Please share your feelings if you think this is right or not, and how we can make it better. Because the world isn't perfect, we know it. But there's always 1,000 things we can do before calling it a game that is over. First thing, the best versus the good enough. This is a thing that is a part of my life because I'm not really a perfectionist, but I like things to be done great, not just the minimum. I think people are not doing the best they could do. They are just doing what's asked from them. And they are comfortable with it. Like, they could do better, they know it, but they don't because it would take too much energy and they are not getting paid for it. I really think, like, in a startup, you always need to do the best thing that is around to be able to differentiate yourself. And I think that's why Google engineers, even though it's not a startup anymore, they kept going and they kept being incredibly cool. This has a cost. The cost that you can't do that all your life. You cannot do a software engineer job at Google for the rest of your life without being really exhausted. With that said, you can switch things. Like, if you are a software engineer, you get really exhausted by that. But you learn so much, you find so many people that it is really worth it. And after, I don't know, 4 to 5 years, you decide to create your own company. This will also be exhausting, but it will matter much more. You will have learned more, and also it's not the same pain because it's not the same job. And I feel like to have the opportunity to do all you want in your life, you really want to do the best. Because, okay, you are not going to get everything back every time. Some people are gonna notice that. Some people are gonna really appreciate what you are, who you are. They're gonna give you opportunities because you are doing stuff, because you are doing the best, not just the good enough. I know that it shouldn't stop you from doing things, because if you are already doing things, it's perfect. This YouTube channel, I try to do my best in the amount of time I fix myself. So it's not a movie quality. I'm not searching for that quality, but it is more than good enough, because when I'm editing, when I'm cutting, I'm trying my best and I'm finding new ways to do stuff. I'm optimizing my workflow. I'm adding some musics I like. I'm adding this bottom bar because I think it's important. It's my image. This is not the good enough thing. The good enough of a YouTube video would simply to film it with all the cuts, without all the cuts, without the music, and just post it. And I decided not to do that because I think, you guys, even if my videos are somewhat slow, I need to give you the proof that I'm working on them, and I need to be able for me to watch them back without being bored. First thing, the best versus the good enough. Second thing, why all of those meetings? I recently started a new work, and in a morning, I did 4 hours of meeting with 4-5 different people. Why are those meetings? I really think like we should speak less and do more. But in those companies, your time isn't really valuable. And also, they always want to be able to know what you are going to do. I think at Amazon and Google, they adopted some new management practices that are focused on giving people more responsibility on the low end, so really close where the action is going on. You need that because when you're in the action, you know what to do. But obviously, sometimes you want people that can lead you to a North Star. That's normal. You want to have an objective because you wouldn't know where to go then. But this North Star shouldn't be taking a look inside every action you do. This is not how it should work. You should be able to do your stuff, and if really something isn't right, you can always fix it. And if you are in a really, really tight spot where you cannot mess up, then okay, this is normal. But in 80% of the companies around me and a lot of the corporate business, you could have those flexibility in management and in taking actions that really make sense for the moment. But no, they prefer you to say what you are going to do before doing it. The next thing is about a discussion that we had with a wonderful girl who is working at a top LLM company that I could not cite because of PR, but she was saying that in her company, flexibility is everywhere. What is flexibility? Flexibility in time, so she can arrive whenever she wants, as long as the work is done. She can work wherever she wants, so that's at the company, at home, or internationally. She can work and stop working for, I don't know, days, because she has unlimited PTO, paid time off, and they won't ask what you are going to do for this weekend or for this Friday that you took, as long as the work is done. They have flexibility in how they move in the company, who they are talking to, because you can talk to everyone. And flexibility must be everywhere, because when you are giving the sky to people, they can do whatever they want. Okay, sometimes they are going to do bad things, that's certain. But if they know that they can lose their job if they are not doing what's asked from them, and they can have more responsibility or more interesting stuff if they work more, and you don't say like you must work from 9 to 5. It doesn't make any sense. I work personally best from 8 p.m. to 2:15 in the morning, and it's okay, and it should be like that for everyone, because you don't need meetings. I already said it. You don't need meetings. You need asynchronous communication. You have messages, mails. You can share your screen with many softwares that just give you the video, like Loom. You can always have meetings because people need to be flexible, but if sometimes in the week they need to be there, they will be. And if they don't, she was also saying that in meetings, it started at like 50% with the more broad stuff at the beginning. And when a person was finished with what was talked to, when it was not his thing anymore, because it was not, or she was not doing that, she just left. And it's okay to leave a meeting if you don't have anything to do more, because you need to work. You don't need to listen to people saying things. So you really need flexibility everywhere. It got a little cold because I prepared it 10 minutes ago. And one last thing, in life, sometimes you see one thing and it can characterize everything of a person, of a shop, of an office. For instance, when you see someone that is really messy, disorganized, it can mean a lot of his life. I can often guess how many stars a restaurant has in Paris just walking by and seeing the people here, the waiters, their way of doing things, and also the quality of the whole building. This is a 15-second appreciation that can give you 80%, 90% of the time the truth. What I'm going to say must not be taken for granted because it's just personal observations. But I really think like people who use the office suites, so that is Word, Excel, and PowerPoint in startups and in companies, they should just get the hell out of here. Like companies that enforce this kind of software to people who use Teams, who use Word, who use Excel, who use PowerPoint. Why are you doing that? Because it screams that you don't have creativity. It screams that what you are doing is not optimized and you are not searching for a better way of doing things. You are just searching for a way to do things for 50 years, even if nothing is done. I can totally understand that in finance, like finance bros, use Excel because it has so many functions, it is okay. But if you are doing your company presentation on PowerPoint, you could choose Google Docs. With Google Slides, it would be much more quicker, much more collaborative, because you cannot collaborate on PowerPoint. The templates are very dated. The fonts are not great. You are losing a lot of time. It is very heavy. Now, why do people pay for that? You could use Google services. I had a quote. I'm going to search for it because it's on my laptop. Okay, I have the quote. I think it finishes great, this little video rant. I heard that Terry Davis, the creator of Temple OS, that is a small OS, not really mainstream, I don't think so, but he said a very interesting stuff. He said, an idiot admires complexity, a genius admires simplicity. And this is the main thing. If you can find something simpler, something more optimized for your workflow, why don't you use it? You want to be simple because real genius are simple and master simple. You can see on YouTube channels. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. I hope it wasn't so boring, and I'll see you in the next one.